folks, how you doing? This is Wayne S. Pierce on the Spreaker app on my tablet. So, how am I sounding? I just want to know. So anyway, still got the phlegmy stuff going on. I'm still dealing with this crap. But anyway, I want to ask y'all something, a little question here. If there was ever a time in your life that you could look at, whether it's in the past or even today or whatever, how would you see it? How would you see your particular life at that moment? Now, I ask that because in certain degrees, in certain times, in certain eras, people literally did things that brought them notoriety. Well, some not so good, some very good. You can look at people like Hitler, who brought himself a legacy of horror and terror and just complete negativity. You can look at people like Frank Lloyd Wright, who built homes and was an architect. You can look at people like, many, many different people. And they can probably, if they were here, tell you that at one point in their life they realized they've got to make a change. They have to make a change. And throughout that time that they think about that change, they think about family. They think about what effect it's going to have on other people. And they go through all these thoughts. And one of the things that I've dealt with in my life was, how do my actions affect other people? And that is why I asked, how do you view your life at any point in your life? How do you view it? What do you see? How can you look at one part of your life and say, you know what? I did pretty good there. Okay. Not a lot of people can do that. Not a lot of people can look at their life and say that they've had some tremendous triumphs or some really traumatizing tragedies. But I can tell you, when you live a life that's full, when you live a life that's, helpful to other people, when you live a life that makes you happy, I think that's all that matters. What do you think? I think that as we go through life and as we see the things we see, what is the one thing that we plan for that we never get around to ever engaging in? Now you can say, well, we plan for being sick, so we have insurance. We plan for a trip, so we save the money. But no one ever plans, almost until the last minute, no one really plans for death. And I wanted to share with you several things. First of all, death is not what we think it is. Death is basically our true spiritual self, our limitless spiritual being done with this vessel we call a body. And that's it. We still live, we still have a life, we're not with the ones we were with when we were on this planet, and in this physical realm, but we're around them and they're around us. So when you look back on your life, can you pinpoint a day, a month, a year that was That was really good. That was really made you happy and everything else. Could you find that portion in your life? Could you do a life reflection and say, yes, in that day, on that time frame, or in that time track, or that moment, I had a hell of a good time? Because all we have right now of our past is memories. Some we have videos and pictures and film, but they're memories. We engage in life. We engage in life to experience life. We may wake up and think, oh my God, I got to go back to work. Oh, geez, No. We engage in life to experience life. We know what it is. We have the ability to do the things that we do, and we know it internally within ourselves, but there are certain things that people have to teach us. Because, our minds, our bodies, our spirits know how to do something, but, we still need training. If you ever get a chance, take a moment and walk around your neighborhood, or better yet, walk through the park. Take your dog for a walk, or ride a bike, or go to an overlook of the city and just sit there. And just look at what is there, and then ask yourself, where am I in that scope of that city? What am I doing in that city to be a positive flow for this city, or to be within that positive flow of that city? What are we doing? There's always going to be a moment, and I say this from my own experiences. There's always going to be a moment where you're going to doubt yourself. Don't do that. That's based on fear. We don't have any fear. We shouldn't. We fear spiders. We fear snakes. We fear getting into an accident. That's what causes anxiety. Fear triggers anxiety. Fear triggers anxiety. Anxiety triggers confusion, indecisiveness, just a lot of things that we need to have a firm foundation of where we're at today. So fear, get it out. Just push it away. Now, is there a fear that you need? Well, a reverence of something, yes. A reverence of your family. You revere your family. You don't fear your family. You love them. You care for them. You revere them. You hold them to a higher esteem than you hold yourself, probably. But it comes down to basically taking that first step out of the realm of fear and engaging in life, to experience life one end of the spectrum to the other. There are certain things that you cannot do because, well, you have this feeling you can't do it. Can I go learn how to drive a semi-tractor truck? Yeah, definitely. My dad did it for years. He showed me how. But would it be difficult for me to back up the 40-foot trailer? Yeah, pretty much. So do I fear that I would fail my exam? No, because I just come back and do it again with additional confidence, knowing what to do next time. Could I go out and play a game of tennis? Well, not with my disability, but I could if I wanted to. And that's the other thing, disabilities. Disabilities are the body's way of suppressing you. When you know that your true limitless spiritual being is as healthy as anything and is pretty much trying to take care of you. And what are you doing? You're you're telling it you'd rather be in pain. A lot of this stuff that I'm saying is philosophical, it's deep, I know. But if you have any questions, obviously you can ask me. Drop a comment down in the Spreaker section or email me at newwestradioproductions@outlook.com. And ask me anything you want. There's always going to be a moment where we fear what we don't understand. And if we don't understand something, what's the next step in that parade? You've got several. We fear what we don't understand, so we try to push it away. We fear what we don't understand, so we give it to somebody else to let them figure it out for us, and then we take credit for it, which is very narcissistic. We fear what we don't understand, and we try to destroy it. And one of the things that I've done in my life is I've looked at what I fear, and I don't try to destroy it. I try to understand fear. I confront fear. There are certain things I will not have around me. Common sense tells me, no, don't have that around you. And so I don't. And this includes people, by the way. But so we go on and we have these things and we understand what it is and we know what these things are. We know what they are in our lives. We deal with these things in our lives. But we deal with them with a great deal of confidence or a vast amount of fear. We can't engage in life to experience life if we're suppressed by the fear that is around us, by the negativity that is around us. We don't need any more negativity. So go check out a friend of mine, Mr. Spencer Hughes. Hughes from the Heart Positivity Podcast over at patreon.com/Spencer Hughes. He talks a lot about well-being and a lot of positive stuff, a lot of positive things. So go check him out. I've dealt with certain things in my life in a way that I have dealt with them because I knew that no one else could deal with them in the manner that I wanted them to be dealt with. In other words, no one can do the job for you. You have to do it for yourself. And when I did that, it changed my whole entire life. It changed where I began to see the path that I was on. Dr. Raymond Moody says that we choose, prior to being in this meat suit, this body, this vessel, we choose our life. We choose where we need to go. And other philosophers in time have said the same thing, similar things, and some people have disagreed with that. Why would we choose this life? Well, why not? Why would I choose a life filled with challenges and setbacks and nobody supporting the things that I do as far as theater or music or anything like that? Why would I choose parents that would do that to me? Well, it's never too late to change, I heard someone once say. And my parents loved me like you would not believe, but they never really understood the generation I came from. And their generation in the 50s, I'm from the 60s and 70s generation. My mom and dad are from the 40s and 50s generation. So the whole thing changed the dynamic once I realized who I was, where I wanted to go, and what I wanted to do. And it just changes every single day. It's like putting together a puzzle piece. And you see a certain color and all the puzzle pieces are cut out the same way. I don't know why. They need to change all that too. But my point is, you see the puzzle piece, you see a color, you try to match that color with other colors, and you try to get a little tiny bits of pieces stuck together. And then you look at the whole thing, you try to figure out where this goes, you look at the picture on the box. Folks, this is what I said. Go out, look over, find an overlook somewhere, look at the city and ask yourself, where am I here in this city? What am I doing? What piece of the puzzle am I in this whole environment? And we can straighten these things out in our lives once we realize they're not so, they're not so strong that they're going to overtake us, because we fear what we don't understand. And we have to stop fearing. We just have to stop. We can't continue to fear what we don't understand. And literally, if we were to talk to other people, look at the way they live. Hell, I know millionaires. I know millionaires. I know people who are in poverty. I know people all walks of life in between. And let me tell you something. I have never seen so many depressed and just really, sad people as I've seen in those $1 million homes. The grandma down the street who doesn't make $1,000 on her retirement is feeding her grandson, something because mom is out working 2 jobs and can't afford to pay the rent. You see where I'm getting at, I hope. The energy within the whole framework of the $1 million, house with the guy making $2 to $3 million a year is in a city where he does something and affects other people. And at some point, that person may have a retail store that mother is working at as a second job to take care of her son. And helping her mother out because she doesn't make enough on Social Security retirement. There's something wrong with society when we, the strongest, most richest nation in America, can't take care of its people. There's something wrong with that. And it's all within the environment you're in. That's why I said in the beginning, where can you in your life, either past or present, say that that was the best time or that was your best moment? Because a lot of people do that. And they take those best moments and they add up. Remember the puzzle pieces? They add up. They are put together. They have a reason to exist. And they have a reason to be there. The guy that owns several stores in town and he makes $2 to $3 million a year, and that mother making just shy of minimum wage on a second job trying to take care of her kid. What do you think's going to happen if that owner of that store loses that store, or the economy in the area can no longer sustain that particular store? The mother is out of business. The millionaire is out of a few $100,000, maybe even more. But it's all connected. It's all connected. When you look at your past and you say, yes, that was the moment that I can remember, that was the best part of my life, and things I compare my life now to that, and I try to stay up on that. That's a good thing because you're moving forward, okay? That's a very good thing, and you're moving forward. But you can also stand on a ridge somewhere and look down on from an overview of the city and ask yourself, okay, I know who I am. What is my part in this city? Where in the scope of this whole city, where am I? What good am I doing? What am I doing to do that good? How can I engage in life to experience life? How can I take the tragedies in my own life, use those as learning experiences, and help those who are facing tragedy? This is something that I've done for years and years and years. I've always been able to sit down and talk with people and try to find some, affinity within, the group that I talk to, but sometimes you don't. And the other side of that is sometimes you're up on that overlook and you look down at the city, you're going, that's a damn fine city down there. And I don't feel a part of it. Even though I live here, I don't feel a part of it. And sometimes when you start to feel you're not a part of something, that's generally because you've either missed something within yourself or you did not identify something within yourself. Because no matter where you live, from Salem, Oregon to Salem, Massachusetts, it doesn't really matter. You are you, and you know who you are. And finding that area of your life and say, this is where I'm at, and let's do the best. And it's basically when you're done with that area, okay, are you going to move, or are you too old to move, or you're just going to sit there and deal with things? You're going to, there's always options. People I talk to don't realize that there are options. And there are options that won't cost you a thing. Yeah, people have to save up their money if they want to start their own job, start their own business. That's true. And this is, part and parcel of living, but there are programs out there to help. And at one point, you'll be able to. I'm going to get out of here, folks. I wanted to throw that out there. I wanted to give you that piece of information that I had rattling around in my head and tell you that, there's options in life. You can see where you're at. You can look at your city, ask yourself where you're at, what kind of interaction do you have with the people? But mainly you have to engage in life to experience life. So every once in a while, taking a step back and looking at what all that is and looking at where you're at in all of that is very, very helpful. I hope that I've helped you in some way, shape, or form. And if I have, please email me at newwestrradioproductions@outlook.com, newwestrradioproductions@outlook.com. It's what it is, folks. It's a day-to-day thing we just have to keep doing. And it's very easy when you really think about it. It's really easy. Just take a look at yourself, find what you like to do, find something you love to do, and make a way to make a living at it. So anyway, folks, I've got to get out of here, so if you hear music, that's good. If you don't, well, that's just the way it goes. I'm on my tablet. I'm on the Spreaker app tablet. Spreaker app tablet. I'm on the tablet with the Spreaker app for the tablet. There we go. That works. Okay. So, email me, newwestrradioproductions@outlook.com. newwestrradioproductions@outlook.com. Go to my Facebook page at Wayne S. Pierce on Facebook and Wayne S. Pierce on MeWe.com. Folks, I will talk to you later.